Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read today. Now, if you've been here before, you'll know that I've been putting in chapter markers in my videos, so you'll find it on the timeline or in the description box below. But if this is your first time, thank you so much for taking a chance on my teeny tiny little channel. I'm new here, and I don't have a whole lot of videos in my catalog, but I am happy every day to be reading, and I really appreciate your views, your likes, and your shares or subscribes. So, if you are in fact new to my channel, or new to tarot for that matter, I do have a little bit of a tarot intro. It's nothing too intense, but just some food for thought. So, tarot and oracle, I believe, in my own opinion, in my view, is that they're tools for self-reflection. They're meant to help guide us when we're making decisions with our inner moral compass in pursuit of our own particular brand of happiness. Now, I'm an intuitive reader, so I know the cards, but also I rely on the messages and the energy that I receive from my ancestors, my guides, and the universe. So if a card comes out, I'll likely say this card means this archetype, this theme, this pattern, or I'm getting this message attached to the card. Now, there are only so many cards in a deck, and so when my ancestors or guides tell me a message attached to a card, sometimes they can only bring out the closest approximation in the deck that lines with their message, and it's up to me as the interpreter between my guides and my spirits and to you all to relay the message. What you all have to do is decide whether or not it resonates with you. And the thing is, it may not resonate all the time because this is a collective read. This is tapping into a lot of different energies that exist out there. So if it doesn't resonate, you don't have to worry about it. It may not be your read for today. And I have a couple of other videos. And the thing about tarot is it's timeless. I mean, we learn in science that basically all time is happening all at once. This is something that they talk about in science. So if you were guided to view a tarot on my channel or any other channel, doesn't matter what time or when it was posted, if you feel drawn to watch that reading, perhaps there's a little nugget of wisdom in that video. But the most important thing that I cannot stress enough is that you are the maestro of your own destiny. I mean, I believe in fate and destiny, I do, but I believe that they only take you to certain points in your life, and it's up to you to make decisions, to walk that path, to brave those consequences, to voice your opinion, to share those feelings, because you are co-creating your own story and your own reality with the universe. You always, always have free will, full autonomy, and you are the maestro of your own destiny. So you decide what timeline you want to walk and where you're going to go. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Okay, so when I mean reading, what I really mean is I'm going to start with sort of like a pre-shuffle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these little oracles, and I'll shuffle them. I'll cut the deck and read from the bottom and the middle twice to kind of give an energy for what stands for today. But I do want to say that I did have a dream that oftentimes my readings are based on the channelings that I get during meditation, or if I wake up from a dream that I feel like is really trying to speak something to the collective, that I will write them down in my book. I'm going to put this here so that you can know that when I pick those back up, we're actually going to get into the pre-shuffle. But I do want to share when I do like channelings, I write it down, or if I have a dream that I feel is really pertinent to the collective, I will write it down. So I'm going to try and summate it really concisely. I don't want it to be too lengthy, but essentially I had this dream where I was walking into this empty house, and there were a lot of people. It looked like a townhouse, and there was a lot of people outside of the house who were afraid to go in because there was something inside that was frightening them. And so they asked me to go in to said house. And when I got in there, there was sort of like kind of this smoky like figure in there, kind of weaving like a serpent in the home. And people were really, really nervous, really scared, and they didn't want to get near it. But I kept walking towards it. And this smoky serpent type energy didn't feel, didn't feel like threatening at all. But it is it is a smoky energy that's inside of a room. So as I got close to it, it like serpented serpented, slithered its way towards me, and I met it face to face, and I was staring into these like coal black eyes, unafraid. I wasn't scared. This didn't feel like a scary like dream. This felt very profound. I felt like I was looking into the collective shadow, and that the people in the dream represented those in the collective that are wanting to work on their shadow or afraid to tap into their shadow. And when I say shadow, it's just the inner part of us that we keep private to ourselves. And as the reader, was willing to look at this energy and to work with it, to understand it, to incorporate it. So essentially what I feel like the message for today is going to be about is what things that the collective have inside that they want to address, but maybe having a hard time, finding, the gumption or the inclination to move forward. Because, if quite literally, when you hear people going to counseling or therapy, it's not a dangerous place, but it is a place that you're vulnerable, and it's a little bit daunting. That's the word. It feels daunting, not scary, but daunting. It's a lot of effort going into it. So let's go into the pre-shuffle and let's see what we have. Okay, so we'll take that because it's a volunteer. So we have hammer. So this is sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Okay. I said this is about the collective wanting to tap into their shadow. And again, let me just say, shadow is not bad. When people say shadow and light, and you can say your internal world and your your internal world and your external world. We've often heard about there are two wolves inside of us. The white wolf and the black wolf. Which one do you feed? And the answer really to that is both equally. You have to. You have to learn to incorporate your secret private life, and understand, deal with it, understand where it comes from. It is the shadow is the private part of us, the part that we store away from everyone else. Trauma does often reside there, but sometimes some of our greatest strengths are in our shadow. But we have to learn to recognize it, understand it, heal what we need to heal, and find sources of strength from our shadow. So this hammer is telling me that there is the rebuilding, the interrogation. And I know I said sabotage, but that is because when people don't address the things that are deep inside them, that kind of neglect to your inner world, your inner shadow, your inner feelings, it tends to spill out on other people. Like some people really feel that ignoring their deeper desires or deeper wants, needs, they're not addressing their traumas, not addressing their wounds, that they can mask them, but you can only mask them so long before that starts to seep out onto, the outside world, and people can feel it. People can see it, maybe subconsciously or consciously. It's like hiding away strengths, but it also is hiding away things that need work. This hammer is about recognizing the collective in their moments of neglecting their inner world, their inner emotions, and their shadow, but also wanting to build from that, to work on it, to find strength in it. So I feel like the spirit is definitely, another volunteer. Okay, so then we have lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. This is the Tower card in an oracle. This is something I'm hearing. This is something that's happening for the collective that they didn't see coming. I mean, it's a sudden change. The Tower comes into our lives. For those who aren't as familiar with the Tower represents an upheaval, a certain unexpected, at the point in which it's happening, an unexpected, what's the word I want to, an unexpected event, because I don't want to say it's negative, because the Tower doesn't come in for no reason. The Tower comes in when things need to change. that absolutely have to change. And at that point, when the Tower comes in, it's likely because the universe, your guides, your ancestors, or even your inner knowing knew that something needed to change for a long time, and you put it off because maybe you weren't ready, or you felt you weren't strong enough, or it wasn't the right time. The Tower comes in when the universe says, this has absolutely got to stop. This has to change for your own benefit, for your own health. For instance, let me give you an example. Let's say I always use a job because it's the one that people, I think, understand the most. It's like being in a job that overworks you, doesn't pay you, or doesn't give out good benefits, but you rely on that job for a check, right? You're underappreciated, you're overworked, your health insurance is not great, and they don't appreciate you. It's when that company folds and you're out of a job. That's the Tower moment that I'm talking about. Those things happen because likely there is another career opportunity waiting for you that's meant for you, that would not overwork you, that would pay you better, that would appreciate your efforts and has great benefits. It's out there, but there's been all this time for the person, the viewer, the person experiencing this Tower, to make that change because they were unhappy in their original job. But there is a comfort because of the fact that it was providing money, and that's very important to everybody. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I got rent to pay too. But it's when the universe says, okay, you deserve more. There's something better out there for you, but you haven't made a move on it. So let me move some pieces around, and then that happens. That's what a Tower is. So in this collective, it seems like you all want to work on your shadow. It's like you're recognizing that you want to give more time, more attention, and more love, and integrate your shadow. Find sources of strength in shadow, like vulnerability. Vulnerability is a strength. I don't care what anybody says. Vulnerability is a strength. But if you can't find yourself able to be vulnerable with those that you care about, those that you welcome into your life, then that's something that needs to be healed. And there's something, it just feels like the collective today understands, I have these things that I want to address, not that I need to address. Yes, you do need to address them, but now you want to address them because you know that by addressing them, you can improve your life. And then a Tower moment comes in. Or likely, maybe the Tower moment came in first, and then you were like, okay, no, you're right, universe, you're right, I need to get my life right. Okay, well, I mean, those were the cards. I was going to do it twice, cut the deck and read from the bottom, but we had some volunteers, so, did that? Didn't even shuffle in. So let's just get into the reading proper. Okay, so I'm going to get 3 oracle cards to continue that vein of energy and thought. Okay, so what we have here is Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Okay, so the shadow that the collective is wanting to work in likely is in pursuit of your own particular brand of happiness. There is something that you know that you want, that you need, that you would like part of your life, whether or not it's a job, a place, a person, a situation. Take it as it resonates, but there is something, you already know what your ideal life looks like, but in order to get there, there needs to be certain pieces moved around. There needs to be certain attention. It's like it's like finding your dream home, but before you move into your dream home, it just needs a little TLC. You need to, check the structure of the home. Make sure that you're paying attention to all the little things before you move your whole life into this home. You know that there's work to be done in order to truly appreciate and welcome this version of your life that you want to happen. Okay, and then we have, I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want to date. Okay, so collective. So it sounds like there is someone that you would like in your life. And it seems like this person, I'm getting the inkling that this person that you are focusing this energy on, it feels like part of your happiness is being with whoever this is. Now, let me be clear. Happiness doesn't lie in this person. No, no, no. Happiness lies within you. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Happiness needs to be found in you. Contentedness needs to be found in you. The person that you want part of your life adds to them, because they're not going to fix anything in your life. They can only add to it. But it does seem like the version of life the collective is wanting is particular to one person. Then we have the butterfly, relationship evolving, the next phase, healing the inner child. Okay, so exactly what I was talking about. This is somebody who wants to do the work. Not just needs to do the work because they know they need to, but they want to do the work because they understand by doing this work, by healing, by addressing their childhood issues, childhood wounds and traumas, recognizing where they may feel like they're hiding away themselves from the world and finding sources of strength with their inner world, their shadow, is the path to their happiness. Their path to their happiness involves someone. Not to say that this person can grant them happiness, because you're never going to find your happiness, your healing in a person. You can only find it within yourself. There is a person that can add to your life, that can add to happiness, that can support you on your healing journey, but they're never going to be the source of your happiness. They're never going to be the source of your healing. That resides within you. However, this person seems to know this. Whoever I'm talking to here in this collective, you already know that the work needs to be done, that transformation needs to be had, that you need to incorporate your shadow and be cool with it. And then it's paving the path to your happiness in gold is what I'm hearing. And this person is like adds light to it. Like I just heard this person brings light and life to the collective's world. Like you feel like you want to get there. You feel like you want to be at that point in which you feel good about yourself. And this person just adds sparkle to your life. Okay, so let's see what tarot do I want to use. Sorry if you hear lots of clicking. I've taken to I have these tiger eye stones, and so when my hands are always really fussy when I'm reading, and so it feels right for me to have my tiger eye in my hands because it helps me intuitively. Anyways, I just felt like I needed to tell you that maybe somebody in the collective wears tiger eye jewelry or works with tiger eye. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna use. This is okay. I'm gonna start the reading, like with tarot, but I'm gonna use these two John Holland decks. I use them together. They look like this, and I use them together because honestly, I don't know why. I was just told to put them together, so they're this big. This is what we're going to be using today. Okay, so for the collective, can we get some energy about what's going on with the collective? Oops. How is the collective feeling? Okay, something flipped around, but it didn't come out. Now, when something flips around and doesn't come out, it usually means there's something internal or a message coming through. So dedicated effort. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This is internally, you, the collective, are ready to put in that work. And not just put in the work because you need to. Put in the work because you want to. It is finding purpose and happiness and contentedness in the work that you do. It's like an artisan. I always liken it to someone who makes like artisan bread or brews craft beer or makes bespoke items like on Etsy, like someone who creates art and it takes a lot of pride in it. It's wanting to put in the work for something that you love, that you find purpose in. So for the collective, they're willing and ready to put in the work towards their happiness. So I love that. Okay, so we've got some cards, a lot. Okay. I heard take the stack. So we have rejoice in celebration. This is the Three of Cups. This is union. This is reconciliation for some. Reconciliation, reunion, reconnectedness. So this is, okay. So this is somebody who the collective, maybe you haven't talked with this person in a long time. Maybe there is something about wanting to make amends. I'm also hearing, can we meet over coffee? Reconnection, reunion, reconciliation. I have this feeling that there's been some time or distance between y'all. So, and then the next card that came, because it came out in a stack. So then the next card was trapped in fear. This is the Eight of Swords. This is where the collective has been. And it may even be that the collective, when reconnecting with this energy, I feel like there's like a confession of, this is where I was in my life. This is how I felt. This is how my life felt to me. The next card up is the Master card, which is 15. This is the Devil card. Yeah, this is like, okay, yes, it does feel like in this reconnection with this energy, there's a lot of self-disclosure about where they were at and what was holding them back. What was holding them back was egoic things. So if this is you in this disclosing how you feel, disclosing where you came from, and I do feel like it's the collective, because the collective knows that their shadow needs to be listened to, addressed, incorporated, and respected, and find sources of power there. And that source of power is vulnerability. This is meeting with your person that you know you want in your life, that is going to add to your happiness. You know, transformation needs, part of that transformation is starting with vulnerability. Having the conversation with someone over drinks, over a dinner, over a walk in the park, and being like, hey, it's been a while. Or maybe we haven't talked like this in a long time. And I know that I know that I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff. I know that I have been kind of out of touch, whether distance or emotional. Maybe there's literal distance. But let me take this chance to actually just be real for a minute. This is a huge step for the collective. This feels like opening up and talking about your hardships and why it was hard to step forward, why this person lived in the energy. They understood that a lot of what they were going through was their own past traumas and wounds. And I keep popping in between first person and third person. So this leads me to believe that in the collective, some of you resonate with this being you, and some resonate with you hearing this from your person. So take it as it resonates. But anyway, someone is going to be able to be like, this is where I was at. I knew this was holding me back. And this Devil card is, a lot of egoic stuff was holding me back. My self-worth, maybe addictions, maybe, what's the word? Gave in to temptation. And then I felt shame about it. And so I was in this cycle of keeping myself closed, because I was ashamed of what I had done, how I had acted, the things that I had been a part of. But then we have the Magician card, awareness. This person understands that they have the power within them, the sacredness within them to change and transform their life. This person may have like awakened. Take that as it resonates. It could mean a lot of things. Let me just say this. It seems like this person awakened. It seems like you, collective, awakened. Almost like you had like a pan out version of your life, and you were able to look at behaviors and patterns and been like, oh shit, I get it now. The last card in that stack was the Star card, Hope. We're going to get one more. But just as it stands right now, collective, this is about knowing where your happiness lies, knowing what your end goal is, knowing what is your life purpose, knowing what would fulfill your life. And part of your life plan, what you want to move towards, involves a particular person. Again, I will say this over and over again. This is not someone granting you happiness. This is someone who's adding to your happiness, because you understand that happiness is something that you create within yourself and you find within yourself. And then in and of itself, with this butterfly card, is the transformation, the healing of your inner child, inner wounds, and also understanding that with this person, with the butterfly, it is transforming or metamorphosizing you all's connection. It's like you're leveling up, because through this reconnection, this reunion, this reconciliation, there is a conversation someone is having of, hey, let's have that coffee, that lunch, that walk in the park. I need to talk to you about stuff that I haven't talked about before, and I know that I've kind of kept things to myself, or I'm not really good at talking about my feelings, or I have feelings and I want to be able to say, but I'm not good at finding the right words to use. But what's been holding me back is my ego, worrying about my self-worth, worrying that you don't want to hear it, worrying that I'm not going to say the right things, and then, giving in to temptations, and then feeling bad about it, and then keeping myself isolated because I'm afraid of the shame that I feel. But I'm done with that. I know that the road to healing starts with the first vulnerable step is talking to someone that you care about, that you want part of your life, and saying, hey, let's talk about some stuff. I know that I've been distant emotionally or physically, whatever, but let me just tell you what has been happening in my life. It's not an excuse, but it is perspective, and I'm trying to work through it. This is what I'm hearing in this situation. They also, collective, feel like they know that they can change it. They know that there's hope on the horizon. They know that if they push hard enough, if they work hard enough, because anything worth having is worth working for. And that means personal happiness, fixing your self-esteem, understanding your worth, your value, and understanding that every step you take in life is an opportunity to grow, to pursue your own personal brand of happiness. They're understanding that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which perhaps they hadn't seen before. Maybe before they were so stuck in this area, and this is why they kept themselves in this Eight of Swords, this personal hell. They kept kind of circling over here because they didn't think it was possible, but some upheaval, where is it at? Oh, that was in the pre-shuffle. There's some upheaval, the lightning bolt, that made them realize, well, wait a minute. I mean, some shit just went down, but also, yes, all the stuff has gone down and it's made me compartmentalize a bunch of stuff, but now it's also given me awareness of what I can do in my life to change my life, and it's given me new hope. So, let's get one more card. There we go. And then we have the balance card, which is justice. I love this energy. There is so much growth in this energy, where we start with being vulnerable with someone that we love, someone that we care about. This seems like the person that they want to build a life with. In order to build a life with someone, you have to start with integrity and honesty. And I'm not trying to insinuate this person doesn't have integrity, but that first step you have to take with purpose, with integrity, with honesty, and vulnerability. It's one of the scariest steps, is to be vulnerable, especially when you're used to keeping everything inside. But part of healing is addressing the need for vulnerability. And it just seems that the person that you or your person is disclosing this vulnerability. This is how it's been. It's not an excuse, but it is perspective on what I've been going through. And through this tower moment, through that lightning bolt, that upheaval, yes, it was hard, but also it put things in perspective for me, because now I understand that I have the ability to change my own life. If this particular timeline is not the one that I want to, I can just step over. I can choose a different thing. And that's given me a new hope, because I want to do right by myself. I want to do right by my friends and family by being a better version of myself and loving myself, because when you love yourself, you treat people different. And if this has to do with loving a person, loving yourself and doing what's right by yourself makes you more balanced. Yes, justice, but it also makes you a more compassionate and understanding and giving partner when you love yourself, because you're able to give and receive in a healthy way. Okay. I want to get some clarification on each card. So, okay, I'm going to use this tattoo tarot because I like it. Okay, right away. So we have Two of Cups. So this is seeing eye to eye with someone. This is, I want to say, finding a soulmate, because they just understand you. The cup that you give, they mirror to you. Move that down a little bit. Let's move them all down because they're a little bit high. Okay. I love this because not only does it show that this person understands and or can see things from your perspective, it also shows me Two of Cups, that soulmate energy is validating and confirming that the conversation that you're going to have with this reconnection through friends or union or reconciliation is with the person that you want to build the life with. I'm feeling like, oh, okay. I'm feeling like, yes, they see eye to eye. I'm hearing, though, they're not a pushover, but they want to hear you out because they've been through a journey too. Oh my gosh, hiccup. Okay, when I hiccup, for those who know, it means I'm channeling something pretty hard. Okay, that's too many, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Okay, so can we get... So for Trapped in Fear, we got the High Priestess. It's like you or your person has realized that through their own inner guidance, their own inner knowing, that they were holding themselves back. I just heard, you didn't hurt me, I hurt myself. And I don't mean like in a physical way. I mean like they understand by putting themselves in this self-made hell, the self-made prison, that they were hurting themselves. But something about this High Priestess energy and also this lunar energy, there's something, maybe this person is finding healing in like meditation at night. Maybe they feel the call of the moon, but more specifically, it feels like this person is trusting their intuition now. And again, I did say awakening. So maybe that's something that they had never done before. Maybe that's something that is new to them, trusting their intuition because they're awakening. So we got clarification on this Devil card. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, we are moving out of this energy. The universe is conspiring to move this person or to move you forward in a positive way. It's recognizing you or your person taking that big step to be vulnerable, to open up, to trust somebody with what you've been keeping inside for so long. And by doing that, that is a level of freedom. What you've been holding on to for so long, whatever you've been experiencing, and then you're going to meet up with someone, you're going to be like, hey, let me just tell you how my life is. Like I said, it's not an excuse, but it is some perspective as to what I've been going through. Now I realize that keeping it inside isn't actually healing me. It isn't protecting me. It's hurting me. And the way that I'm going to heal or get better is being able to be vulnerable. And here's my first little bit of vulnerability, is admitting that I'm going through something. That is a key to unlocking freedom. And that is where the universe wants to move you forward. Okay, can we get a card for this Magician? Oh, something almost came out, but did it. There we go. Oh, there was two. It gets two. All right, so we have the Sun card, which is happiness, and the Five of Cups in reverse. This is the energy of recognizing, like the Five of Cups upright is about recognizing, or rather focusing on something that didn't actually work, that there's a lot of regret, there's a lot of sadness, remorse. But also in the Five of Cups, there are two cups that are still upright that this person doesn't realize. But with the Five of Cups in reverse and the Sun card, this is the energy of someone who recognizes, yes, while in the past there have been some bumps in the road, there have been some upheavals, but there is still the chance for happiness. And this is what I want to pursue. I recognize that there are still two cups upright. My chance at happiness is never lost to me because I create my own. I move forward. What is meant for me is never lost to me. It will always find its way to me. And that is happiness. That is fulfillment. That is connection. And by recognizing all of it's very magician energy. It's recognizing I hold the cards to my own reality and my happiness. I can choose to act and say and do differently in order to create a different effect in my life. So I want to move towards happiness. I'm going to do what I need to do to move towards happiness. Love that. Okay, so let's get some cards for the Sun card. Okay. We have Eight of Wands. Communication. Yes, I mean, I really feel, honestly, I really feel like this collective is, whether or not you resonate with the person who is wanting to fix, wanting to incorporate and heal and find strength in their shadow, or the person who's receiving. You are the Two of Cups. You are the person that they're in connection with. I feel like this energy is likely going to come in soon because it feels like it wants to come in soon. The Eight of Wands is fast moving communication. So again, it could be a call, an email, a text, a letter, meeting in person. There's, I mean, it's like they're bursting at the seams to communicate. And it's just like, at this point, it's all about being open and honest and being transparent. Whoops. Yes, there is a lot to say. Pardon me being clumsy with my cards, but also I feel like that has a lot to do with the energy of being excitable and wanting to bring in these messages. Okay, so let's get a clarification card for the Justice card. Four of Wands. Four of Wands, that is the 1111 card. To me, this is a twin flame card. This is, if you don't like twin flames, soulmate, divine counterpart, the red thread of fate, a deep connection. This is where a relationship moves to the next level. This is recognizing, like going from dating to engaged, or from dating to moved in. This is going from moved in or engaged to marriage, hand fasting, jumping the broom. This is higher levels of commitment. And we have here the oracle of relationship evolving. I honestly feel that this moment in time, for whoever this resonates, whoever was keeping all of this information, these feelings inside out of shame, out of guilt, out of feeling that they couldn't tell anybody, the moment, the hairpin, the key to your freedom is disclosing to the person that you love, that you want to build a life with, what you're going through, and trusting them to handle your heart with kindness and vulnerability and generosity, because that leads to your happiness. Again, this person isn't going to grant you happiness, but they will add to it. They're not going to fix your life, but they can add sparkle to your life. So if you're ready to be vulnerable, if you're ready to get out of living in, this a state where you're hurting yourself emotionally and mentally, it is the key to freedom. It says it in the cards. There's an evolution of self. There's an evolution of the relationship. There is the chance at happiness should you want to walk that path. And that's the reading that I have for today. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on this video. I realize I'm a very tiny channel, but I appreciate every view, every like, every share, subscribe, and most importantly, I appreciate your energy and being here with me today. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading.